God is going to ask you only one question. Did you love enough? And if you say yes, welcome to heaven.
What if I told you that the power to shape your life, to bend reality to your will, has always been within you? Not as some distant dream or vague promise, but as a real force waiting for you to wake up and claim it. Time is slipping through your fingers. Will you take action now, or risk losing the chance to step into your true power? You are the light of the world. Each one of us is a co-creator with the divine, endowed with the ability to influence the fabric of reality through intention, focus, and belief. But how many of us even recognize this? How many waste their days stuck in patterns handed down to them by a society that thrives on keeping us small, fearful, and disconnected? The truth is, you have a choice. You can continue to play the role written for you, letting your life drift wherever the winds of circumstance carry it. Or you can reclaim your God-gifted power, the spark of creation placed within you at the beginning of time. In many spiritual traditions, this power is often likened to light. Think of the words of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, "You are the light of the world." This light is not just a metaphor, it's a reminder of the divine essence that resides in each of us. It's the same light that guides a seed to grow into a tree, the same light that shines in moments of love, inspiration, and truth. It's within you always. But to access it, you must first strip away the illusions that cloud your mind and heart. One of the greatest illusions is the belief that you are powerless. The world reinforces this idea at every turn, telling you that you are at the mercy of circumstances, luck, or the will of others. But consider the parable of the prodigal son. Here is the story of a young man who squanders his inheritance, loses his way, and ends up in despair. Yet, when he finally decides to return to his father, he is met not with anger but with open arms, love, and a celebration of his homecoming. This story isn't just about forgiveness, it's about remembering who you are. Like the prodigal son, you may have wandered far from your divine inheritance, but it's never too late to turn back, to reclaim the power that has always been yours. And how do you begin? By understanding that your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are not passive. They are the tools through which you shape reality. Quantum physics, ancient scriptures, and the wisdom of mystics all point to the same truth. The energy you radiate into the universe is the energy that returns to you. Consider this. When you plant a seed, you don't expect it to sprout overnight. You tend to it, water it, and trust that, in time, it will grow. The same is true for the reality you wish to create. But here's where most people falter. They don't trust their own power. They plant seeds of intention but then smother them with doubt, fear, or impatience. They forget that faith is the bridge between intention and manifestation. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, "You have the right to work, but never to the fruit of work." This doesn't mean you shouldn't desire outcomes. It means you must release attachment to them. Trust in the process, knowing that the universe is always conspiring to bring your highest vision to life, if you allow it. But trust alone isn't enough. Action is required, not the frantic, aimless action that comes from fear or desperation, but the purposeful, aligned action that flows from your connection to the divine. When you act from this place, you're not just changing your own life, you're influencing the collective. Your light becomes a beacon, inspiring others to awaken to their own power. Stay centered with your highest vision. In a world filled with chaos, your ability to stay centered and aligned with your highest vision is an act of rebellion. It's a declaration that you refuse to be a victim of circumstances. Instead, you choose to be a creator, a force of love and transformation in a world that desperately needs it. Think of the story of the alchemist. In Paulo Coelho's famous novel, Santiago sets out on a journey to find a hidden treasure, only to discover that the real treasure lies within him. Along the way, he learns to listen to the signs of the universe, to trust his heart, and to align his actions with his purpose. This is not just a story, it's a blueprint for reclaiming your power. As you navigate this journey, remember that challenges are not obstacles. They are opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. Every setback, every heartbreak, and every moment of doubt is a chance to refine your vision and deepen your connection to the divine. So what will you choose? Will you continue to live as though you are powerless, or will you rise to meet your destiny? The time is now, not tomorrow, not next week, but now. The universe is waiting for you to wake up, step into your power, and manipulate reality in alignment with your highest purpose. The gift is within you. It's nearly too late, but not quite. The gift is still within you, pulsing with life, waiting for you to claim it. Don't let it slip away. The world needs your light, your vision, your courage, and so do you. Free will is the most extraordinary gift we've ever been given, yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. It's not just the ability to make decisions, big or small, it's the power to shape the story of your life. Imagine standing at a crossroads with countless paths before you, each leading to a different version of yourself. That's what free will offers, a chance to choose not only your actions, but the direction of your soul's journey. And yet, how often do we forget this? How often do we drift through life as though choices are made for us, rather than by us? Think of the words of the great philosopher Soren Kierkegaard. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. Each choice you make in the present is a thread in the tapestry of your life, woven with the past but pointing toward the future. Free will is the loom, allowing you to decide the colors, the patterns, and the design. It's your hand guiding the weave, and it's always been within you, waiting for you to take hold of it. Yet the world would have you believe otherwise. Cultural norms, expectations, and even fear can make it seem like the script is already written. These forces whisper in your ear, telling you to stay in line, follow the rules, and let others dictate your path. But free will doesn't bend to these voices. It waits, quiet but unyielding, for you to remember its strength. In many traditions, the power of free will is tied to the divine. In Christianity, the Garden of Eden is a vivid example. Adam and Eve were given everything they could ever need, a paradise to live in, love and thrive. But they were also given a choice, to trust in divine wisdom or to follow their curiosity. That choice changed the course of humanity. It wasn't just about eating an apple, it was a testament to the profound responsibility and power of free will. Every decision, no matter how small it seems, ripples outward, shaping not just your life, but the lives around you. Even in modern stories, we see this truth reflected. Think of The Matrix, where Neo must decide whether to take the red pill or the blue pill. One choice keeps him in the comfort of illusion, while the other opens his eyes to the truth, no matter how difficult it might be. The lesson is clear. Your life is not something that happens to you, it's something you create, one choice at a time. The God-gifted power of free will. But let's bring this closer to home. How many times have you felt stuck, like the walls of your life were closing in? It's easy to feel trapped, to believe that circumstances, other people, or even fate have penned your story. But in every moment, free will is there, offering a way out. It doesn't always mean taking grand, sweeping actions. Sometimes it's as simple as choosing kindness over anger, courage over fear, or love over indifference. These small choices are the building blocks of a life that feels true to who you are. The world around you may try to convince you otherwise. Advertisements tell you what to buy. Social media shows you how to live. Even well-meaning family and friends might push you toward paths they think are best. But none of them hold the pen to your story. You do. Free will reminds you that no matter what anyone else says, you have the ultimate power to decide. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu writes, A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. That step is a choice. It's the moment you decide to stop living on autopilot and start engaging with your life fully. It's the moment you realize that every thought, word, and action is an opportunity to align with your highest self. But here's the catch. Free will is not always easy. It demands courage because choices often come with uncertainty. It's far simpler to stay where you are, to let the current of life carry you wherever it wants. But what kind of life is that? A life without free will is like a boat without a rudder, drifting aimlessly instead of sailing toward a destination. So what will you choose? Will you let the world tell you who you are, or will you claim your power and decide for yourself? Will you manipulate reality with your free will? The beauty of free will is that it's never too late. No matter how far down one path you've gone, there's always another choice waiting. There's always a chance to turn, to pivot, to rewrite the narrative. Every time you choose with intention, you exercise a power greater than any external force. You remind yourself and the universe that you are not a victim of life, but a co-creator of it. The greatest gift of free will is not just the ability to make choices, but to use those choices to become who you were always meant to be. So take the next step, no matter how small. Choose to live, to love, to awaken, and to create a life that reflects the deepest truths of your soul. The power is in your hands. It always has been. History provides powerful examples of how free will and choice have shaped the course of humanity. One of the most compelling moments comes from the life of Mahatma Gandhi and his role in India's fight for independence. Gandhi's story isn't just about political struggle. It's a testament to the transformative power of choosing principles over fear, love over hatred, and truth over convenience. Gandhi wasn't born into leadership. He was an ordinary man with doubts, fears, and struggles. But what made him extraordinary was his decision to embrace a path of non-violence and truth, known as satyagraha. This was not a choice that came easily. In a world that seemed to demand retaliation and aggression against injustice, Gandhi chose a road that many thought impossible. He believed deeply in the power of free will, not just as a tool for himself, but as a force that could awaken an entire nation. When Gandhi launched the Salt March in 1930, it wasn't just a protest against British colonial rule and their monopoly on salt. It was a bold exercise in free will. The march, which spanned 240 miles, symbolized the rejection of imposed laws and the reclaiming of choice. Gandhi and his followers walked with purpose, knowing full well the risks they faced. Arrests, beatings, and worse loomed over them, but they marched anyway. Why? Because they believed that their power to choose, even in the face of oppression, was stronger than any force trying to control them. This moment in history wasn't just about salt. It was about reminding people that they had a voice, a choice, and the ability to resist through peaceful means. Gandhi's decision to pursue non-violence inspired millions. He didn't tell people what to do. He showed them what was possible when someone used their free will with conviction. His choice created a ripple effect that continues to influence movements for justice and freedom around the world. It's worth reflecting on how this relates to our own lives. Gandhi's journey teaches us that even in circumstances where it seems like all power has been taken away, free will remains. It shows us that our choices don't just impact our own lives, they can inspire others and even change the course of history. The story of Gandhi and the Salt March is a reminder that free will is a gift we must protect and use wisely. It calls us to question where we may be giving away our power by accepting circumstances we feel we cannot change. In the end, whether in small personal decisions or massive movements, the power of choice can shape not just a life but a legacy. So, as you reflect on the choices before you, remember that even one decision rooted in truth and love can change everything. The question is, what will you choose? Another compelling figure who understood the power of choice and free will is Meister Eckhart, a mystic whose teachings continue to echo through time. Eckhart was a 13th century German theologian, philosopher and preacher who believed that our ability to align with divine will is the key to true freedom. He spoke of choice not as a mere decision between this or that, but as a deep act of surrender to our higher nature, a return to the divine spark within us. Eckhart often described the soul's journey as one of stripping away illusions. He taught that every human being carries within them the essence of God, a truth so profound that it transcends circumstance, status, or the limitations of the material world. What stands in the way of this realization, according to Eckhart, are the choices we make that tether us to fear, desire, and distraction. Yet in every moment, he insisted, we have the power to choose differently. One of Eckhart's most famous sayings is, when the soul wants to experience something, she throws out an image in front of her and steps into it. This is a powerful metaphor for how we create our reality. The images we hold in our minds, our dreams, beliefs, and even fears, shape the lives we live. Through conscious choice, we can align those images with the deepest truths of our being, rather than the fleeting concerns of the world. Eckhart's life itself reflected his teachings. He spoke boldly, challenging the rigid structures of the church and the social norms of his time. He encouraged people to look inward and to trust their direct experience of the divine, rather than relying solely on external authority. This was a radical idea for his era, and it brought him into conflict with those who sought to control how people thought and worshipped. Yet, Eckhart remained steadfast, choosing to speak his truth despite the risks. The freedom is within. His teachings remind us that the freedom we seek is not outside of us, it is within. It begins when we recognize that we are not bound by the narratives imposed upon us by society, family, or even our own fears. Like Eckhart, we can choose to let go of the false stories and embrace the limitless potential of our true nature. This isn't always an easy choice, as it often means stepping away from comfort and certainty. But it is the choice that leads to real transformation. One of Eckhart's parables illustrates this beautifully. He told of a man searching for God everywhere, only to discover that God was within him all along. The journey wasn't about finding something outside, it was about waking up to the divine presence already there. This story serves as a reminder that the power to shape our lives is not something we need to earn or acquire. It is a gift we have always had. Our role is to recognize it and use it wisely. Eckhart's teachings invite us to see free will not just as the ability to choose, but as the opportunity to align with something greater than ourselves. Every time we choose love over fear, truth over illusion, or courage over hesitation, we honor the divine within us. We take one step closer to the life we were meant to live, a life not dictated by circumstance, but by the limitless power of our soul. As you reflect on Eckhart's wisdom, consider the choices before you. Are they pulling you toward fear and limitation, or guiding you toward freedom and truth? In every moment, you hold the pen to your life story. Like Eckhart, you can choose to write a narrative that reflects the highest vision of who you are, and in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but also inspire others to remember their own divine power. Aligning with cosmic forces is not just a poetic idea, it's a profound way of living that taps into the rhythm of the universe and connects us to a source of limitless power. From the movement of the planets to the cycles of the moon, the cosmos is alive with energy and intention. When we consciously align ourselves with these forces, we unlock a wellspring of personal empowerment that goes beyond the ordinary. Imagine for a moment the tides of the ocean. They are governed by the moon, an ever-present force influencing the rise and fall of the waters. Now think of your inner world, your emotions, your thoughts, your aspirations. These too are like tides, ebbing and flowing in response to unseen energies. To align with cosmic forces means to understand this dance and work with it, rather than against it. Many ancient cultures recognized this connection. Indigenous peoples around the world have long observed the stars, tracking celestial movements to guide their planting, harvesting, and even decision-making. The Mayans, for instance, created intricate calendars based on the cycles of the sun and moon, believing that aligning their lives with these rhythms brought harmony and abundance. They saw themselves as part of a greater whole, a thread woven into the vast fabric of existence. In more modern terms, we can think of this alignment as tuning into a frequency. When you're in harmony with the cosmos, your actions seem to flow effortlessly. Opportunities arise, relationships deepen, and your path becomes clearer. It's not that challenges disappear, rather you begin to see them as part of a larger pattern, one designed to help you grow. Astrology offers one lens through which to view this connection. While some dismiss it as mere superstition, others see it as a map of potentiality. The planets, in their intricate dance, reflect energies that can guide us toward our highest selves. For example, Mercury retrograde, often blamed for communication mishaps, is actually a time to pause, reflect, and reassess. By understanding these cosmic cues, we can align our actions with the energies at play, turning potential pitfalls into powerful opportunities. Align your inner world. But alignment is not just about observing celestial movements. It's also about aligning your inner world. The ancient Hermetic principle of as above, so below reminds us that the macrocosm of the universe is mirrored within us. To connect with cosmic forces, we must first cultivate balance and clarity within ourselves. Meditation, mindfulness, and intention setting are powerful tools for this purpose. Consider the act of setting intentions under a new moon. This practice, rooted in both spirituality and psychology, involves focusing your energy on what you wish to create or manifest. The new moon symbolizes new beginnings, a cosmic reset button inviting you to plant seeds for the future. By aligning your intentions with this phase, you harness the moon's energy to amplify your efforts. Even science offers glimpses of this profound interconnectedness. Quantum physics reveals that everything in the universe is energy, vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions all emit vibrations that interact with the world around you. When you align your energy with the frequencies of love, purpose, and clarity, you attract experiences that resonate with those states. This is not magic. It's the natural law of resonance at work. There's also a deeply personal aspect to this alignment. When you feel connected to the cosmos, you begin to see yourself not as a small, insignificant being, but as an integral part of something vast and extraordinary. This shift in perspective is empowering, reminding you of your place in the grand design. It gives you a sense of purpose, knowing that your actions, however small, ripple out into the universe. A powerful parable that illustrates this idea is the story of the river and the ocean. The river, flowing through mountains and valleys, believes itself to be separate and small. But as it reaches the ocean, it realizes it was always connected to something greater. It was never alone, never isolated. Its journey was part of a larger cycle. In the same way, when you align with cosmic forces, you remember that you are never truly alone. You are part of the infinite flow of life. So how do you begin to align with these cosmic forces? Start by observing the rhythms of nature and your own inner cycles. Pay attention to the patterns in your life and the subtle energies around you. Spend time in silence, listening to the whispers of your soul. And most importantly, trust that you have the power to tap into this infinite source of energy and wisdom. Aligning with cosmic forces is part of your God-gifted power. It offers a path to higher realms of existence and the transformation of your reality. Imagine uncovering knowledge so profound it challenges everything we believe about the universe and humanity's role within it. Ancient wisdom, once hidden or dismissed, holds the key to unlocking divine mysteries and realizing your potential. Take, for instance, the revelations within the Book of Enoch, a text deemed too disruptive for early religious authorities. This manuscript describes Enoch's celestial journey, where he uncovered secrets of the cosmos guided by angelic beings. These watchers not only imparted forbidden knowledge to humanity, but also altered the trajectory of human evolution. Enoch's accounts reveal the universe as a living, interconnected entity, layered with dimensions and infused with energetic forces shaping reality. What if this ancient understanding of the universe as a dynamic, multidimensional force parallels emerging scientific theories today? Through spiritual practices and intentional alignment, we can access these energies, transcending the ordinary to reshape our lives. This alignment begins in the mundane moments of daily life. Spiritual masters understood that profound growth arises not in extraordinary acts but through mastery of the present. Ancient teachings, whether the Taoist principle of Wu Wei, effortless action, or the hermetic rhythm of ebb and flow, guide us to transform routine tasks into spiritual practices. By cultivating presence and integrating these principles into our daily habits, we access a divine harmony that bridges the ordinary with the extraordinary. The power lies in your hands. The real power lies in your hands. How will you use this ancient wisdom to shape your destiny? As you align with cosmic forces, the possibilities are boundless, empowering you to manifest your highest potential while contributing to a greater universal balance. The journey begins now. The universe is not a distant, indifferent force. It is alive, aware, and responsive. By aligning yourself with its flow, you step into your true power, becoming a co-creator of your destiny. This is personal empowerment at its finest, not forcing outcomes but flowing with the divine currents of life, knowing they will carry you exactly where you're meant to be. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.